Hey, morning everybody. Welcome back to Hex Token channel. Your host Superman, hashtag Superman. I don't know why I always hashtag it, but sounds cool. Hope you guys are having a good time out there. And of course, welcome and get into the chat, say hello. We're gonna have a lot of fun as well. Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex. Here we are on Hex.com. If you haven't looked at it, check it out. The first certificate of deposit on the blockchain. And of course, you can get up to around 38% APY, around that ballpark. For an average stake. So check it out, do investment due diligence. There's also a cool how to buy as well, and of course stake it as well. So check all that out on hex.com. Now obviously at the moment you're also going to get a double at the moment on Pulsechain. So a 2-for-1 deal pretty much when Pulsechain launches. That's going to be pretty exciting. We're going to talk more about Pulsechain later on. Definitely check it out, hex.com. Let's go. Who else is in the chat? We're going to find out, but let me just set up things. Got a few things in there. Let's have a look. Live chat. We're going to go to that, and I think the audio is up and running. Yeah, it sounds good to me. So we're going to mute the old audio there. Who else is in the chat there? We've got Blobfish King. Woohoo! I'm addicted to the Hex Token channel. Thanks for all the streams that keeps us interested in the Hex Pulse ecosystem during a boring bear market. That's so true, Blobfish King. A big shout out. Appreciate that. And yeah, onwards and upwards. Twice a day on this channel, we're doing Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got patience or proof of wait, as we say, until Pulsechain launches. It's going to be the biggest thing in crypto, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Now, we're going to be talking about that in today's video. I've called Lucky Charms to pump Pulsechain. Lucky Charms. We're going to talk about some of those lucky charms that have just worked out right for Pulsechain. Obviously, we've got some coding changes and things like that, but other than that, we're going to look at some of the lucky charms that are going to help pump Pulsechain. It's going to be a lot of fun. CJ's in the house. Hey, CJ, good to see you as well. KD in too. Woohoo! Like excited. Chris P's in the house. And we're live, says Matty Allen. And we're live. That's true. And we're live there with our old DeLorean there and our look at Michael J. Fox outfit. That's cool. Godfather's in the house. Brizolji, what's up? What's up? Hey, good to see Briz. Hey, we're looking forward to Briz's artwork when he comes up soon. I did see a sneak peek of it so far. So thanks for that, Briz. DB Cooper in the house. Hello. And Katie says, let's go, Superman. We need Hex Token channel pump. Yeah, we do too. We're going to get into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at, we're going to zoom out to the stock market. We had the last day of the week. And we're going to check that out. We're going to zoom into crypto and then, of course, into Hex crypto ecosystem with the charts that we follow. And, of course, then we're going to look at a lot of the project news and a few other little things as well. And finally, wrap up with the Hex daily stats. How about that? It's not too bad in the morning. What else, Brazil? They always trying to get me lucky chances, Brazil. Yeah, that's true. That. Yeah, of course, we're going to talk about the lucky chance of Pulsechain. That's we're going to talk about that too. Genshin says, let's go, people. Smash the likes. Yeah, absolutely smash the likes and hit the subscribe button. Let's see where we're up to on the subscribers. 4,866. Not too bad. And of course, we're heading up towards 4,900. Very, very cool. So welcome aboard to everybody that's subscribed. If you want to join as a member as well, hit the join button. We've got Pulsechins, Hexkins, and the Richard Hart Club 3 memberships. A cool way of easily supporting the channel. If you want to do alternatives, we do have an ETH address and a Litecoin address in the video description if you want to send supportive some support there as well. All right, cool. And let's get into it. We've got hex.com, so check it out, everybody. Also, don't forget to check out pulsechain.com as well, because you can get a copy of your Hex on Pulsechain. It's got a 2-for-1 deal. It's pretty neat. All right, so let's have a look at stock market. So we're wrapped up here. Dow and weekly win, despite slip as strong jobs fuel fears, Fed fears. Now, I've talked about on this channel that we're obviously in the bear market in crypto. We've also got in stock market too, for that matter. We've also got volatility. So we've got those two characteristics. But of course, that volatility may mean we have one good week, one bad week, one good week, one bad week, things like that. So just the way it's going to go. So at least this week, the Dow we had a big win this week. At least that's cool. So we're enjoying that as well. Let's have a look at the markets. We got the markets here. They got Dow Jones. This is the industrial average. So the top 30 industrial firms in the United States. That's at 31,338. That's down 46 points and just down just a little bit there. Just a little percentage there, 0.15% percentage points there. So not too bad. And of course, the Standard & Poor's 500 index, that's at 3,900, down 3 points. And that's just down slightly also. just under 0.1%. And then NASDAQ, a lot of tech firms and stuff like that, 11,635. That's up 14 points, which is nice. And that's up just over 1/10 of a penny there. Volatility index is down 5.5%, which is a good sign. And the dollar index is just down subtly, a 1/4 percentage point there for the dollar index. So cool. That dollar index represents the US versus a basket of other exchange rates. Let's have a look at the commodities. We've got the West Texas and the Brent oil indications there. The price is up there $2 and $2.50 to $1.40 and $1.07 respectively. And of course, it's just over 2% there, slightly higher on the Brent oil there. What else we got there? Gold at $17.40, silver at $19.24, both up just very slightly. And of course, soybeans there up at 2%. Why are we watching soybeans? Because we are expecting inflation in food to continue as well, particularly possibly even ramp up in the next couple of months. So the article goes, the Dow Jones notched a weak win Friday despite slipping into the red and to close as a stronger month monthly jobs. Now, I don't know, sometimes they write these a little bit weird, but hey, it's what it is. As a stronger monthly jobs report reaffirmed bets for the Federal Reserve to front load rate hikes to slow inflation. So that's what we've been talking about, that front loading there. The economy added 327,000 new jobs in June, well above consensus at 268. And of course, while the unemployment rate was unchanged at 3.6% in the United States. So that's pretty much that. The average hourly earnings slowed to 0.4% from 0.3% a month earlier. The participation rate, the number of people entering the jobs market, fell 0.1%. This suggests that the supply of labor will continue to be constrained, and the wage pressure that has been building up doesn't look like it's going to abate anytime soon. So obviously feeding into inflation too. So there, the strong report, Morgan Stanley said, offers support for a 75 basis point hike at the July FOMC meeting for the Fed Reserve. So, in summary, the strong jobs report giving that front-loading, big hawkish lift, more likely of a 75 basis point again. So, we already just had one of those. So it looks like some of these people are thinking that jobs report is supporting another 75 basis points. Therefore, we're going to get more volatility, even though the market sees it. Typically, it's still, even though it knows it's probably coming, when it still reacts to it. So it's just the way it is. Treasury yields jumped following the report, with a 10-year rising back above 3%. So that's typically signaling some issues with the economy. Growth sectors of the market, like consumer discretionary, were under pressure, though Tesla and home builders added support. Tesla was up more than 2%, up. The electric vehicle maker sold a record number of EVs in China in the second quarter. That's pretty positive. I like that. Housing stocks, including the following companies, which have been battered by worries about demand as mortgage rates jumped, were also among the top gainers. And this mortgage rate jump is what we're really going to be watching with the property market in the United States. So the United States, from memory, has a very high percentage of floating loans. So this could actually be quite a big deal. And of course, that property market's kind of the next one we've been looking at. We've seen the stock market and the crypto market react, the bond markets, and of course, you got to have the property market react at some stage, don't you? So that's the other thing we're looking at there. Cool. Our second quarter results demonstrate the power of our strategy, which continues to support strong revenue growth and margin expansion, said the president of Levi Strauss there. Big tech traded mixed, with Apple, Alphabet, and Meta platforms in the red. Twitter, meanwhile, was also a drag on the tech, following a report that Elon Musk's $44 billion take private deal is in serious jeopardy. I understand that that's actually over now, based on news I saw this morning. As the billionaire remains wary about fake accounts on the social media platform, it fell nearly 5%. Musk's reluctance to move forward with the deal has many speculating that the billionaire is angling for a cut price deal to acquire the company, which I think he should do, because obviously there's probably a lot of fake accounts and other things like that. The Twitter soap opera is clearly coming to some sort of a finale over the coming months as Musk makes a decision to stay with a lower price or go. That was the comment there, but I'm pretty sure that's come out that he was not proceeding. But then again, that could still be part of the games. So cool. The broader markets rally this week was helped by hopes that recent economic data pointing to softening in the economy would persuade the Fed to consider a less hawkish path. But Smith warns that those bets are premature. The fight against inflation is still in the early earning innings, and there's still a lot of work for the Fed to do. Smith added people who bought the rally in the last couple of weeks are going to be really unhappy, he says. So he doesn't think that's going to last long, which is what I was talking about, the volatility. So that's cool. The other big news that we had moving over into crypto from the stock market is that Celsius is pivoting towards paying off Aave compound debt with 950 million collateral as a prize. The trouble, a crypto lender, Celsius, started to make a good on the 258 million debt on the decentralized lending protocols Aave and Compound, possibly in an attempt to reclaim collateral it has posted as guarantees. The transactions come just a day after Celsius used a debt pay down to reclaim collateral on Maker there. So there's the man himself. What he used to call Hex, a Ponzi or scam or something. Looks like who's in trouble now, right? So there we are. Celsius, so there's a lot of detail on that. Celsius, the liquidity strap, the crypto lender that this week paid down 223 million of loans on the blockchain protocol Maker to free up 450 million collateral. Now might be trying a similar strategy with two other big decentralized DeFi platforms, Aave and Compound. Data on DeFi data dashboard Zapper shows that the crypto wallet linked to Celsius by blockchain intelligence from Nansen reduced its outstanding debt to Aave and Compound to 235 million from 258 million on Friday. That should Celsius fully pay off the loans, the crypto lender will theoretically be able to reclaim about 950 million in assets that are pledged against the debt and are locked up as of now. Well, that'll be pretty positive for Celsius. Maybe some of the holders in there as well. Remember, this is CeFi. When you're in CeFi, you got the risks. These moves look like part of the firm's strategy to restructure its debt into DeFi protocols and reclaim the valuable collateral that is locked up for now to cover the alleged hole in the firm's balance sheet. The bigger picture is that keen observers with access to blockchain explorers are getting a front row seat to watch a troubled crypto firm as it works to solve a liquidity crunch in the era of decentralized finance. DeFi debt repayment could provide necessary liquidity to maximize recoverable value in a potential transaction, says John Fryermuth, a research analyst at Enigma Securities. So cool. How Celsius pays off its debt. Celsius is reportedly working with restructuring experts from advisory firm Alvarez and Marshall and hired banking group Citibank for advice on financial options. So at least they're taking some prudent measures, even if they were actually kind of, speculating on the market to give these high returns on their platforms. Seems to be the case. So at least they're taking some prudence here. But that's what happens when you get someone else to gamble with your money, I guess. The company said June the 30th that it was exploring options to preserve and protect assets, such as such steps might include pursuing strategic transactions and restructuring liabilities. One day after the announcement, Celsius started to reduce its debt to DeFi protocols, and these types of automated loans are generally over-collateralized, meaning that the borrower pledges more assets and value than the loan it can take out. Prioritize repaying these DeFi loans is net positive for Celsius because the firm can reclaim the valuable collateral by spending a fraction of collateral value. First, Celsius started paying back its debt to DeFi protocol Maker, which amounted to 223 million. Less than a week, the crypto lender fully paid off its loan and got a hold on the debt's collateral worth 450 million, and then in the form of wrapped Bitcoin, a Bitcoin derivative there. Hours later, the firm transferred 500 million on wrapped Bitcoin to the crypto exchange FTX, possibly with the intention to sell. And now Celsius appears to be getting more active on Aave and Compound, where the payoff might even be bigger there. So take heart in that with the Bitcoin. What does it mean for crypto prices? At the same time, the Celsius wallet owned 150 million to Aave and Circle's USDC stable, another 85 million to Compound and Maker's platform DAO stable, according to the two data on Zapper. The collateral Celsius pledged against the Aave and Compound loans was worth about 633 million and 316 million respectively, in the form of various cryptocurrencies or derivatives such as wrapped Bitcoin, ETH, Link, Synthetics, Uni, and Compound. Blockchain data tracer Etherscan shows Celsius transferred 16 million in a Maker DAO's stablecoin and a transaction of 3 million in Circle's USDC stablecoin to Aave in the early hours of Friday. Fundstrat analyst earlier this week that reclaimed collateral can later be sold on exchanges or via the over-the-counter deals to meet credit demands and customer withdrawals. Any dumping by Celsius might put pressure on a crypto price for assets, and that's the big concern, right? Is selling these assets down. So we also saw yesterday I posted a video on Mount Gox. So there is a lot of headwinds there potentially for this. You know, we're already seeing 3 Ares capital and stuff like that. So there is a lot of headwinds there. We also know Michael Saylor also, has a bit of a leverage play. I mean, it's a 1 in 20 leverage play, but still leverage play there. Transaction history on Zap also shows Celsius converted yield earning tokens derivatives issued by Aave protocol amounting to 50 million at current prices. Finally, Fundstrat analyst said earlier this week that reclaimed collateral can be sold on exchanges or via overcount. Any dumping of Celsius might put pressure on prices of crypto assets, etc. So cool. At the time of press, smaller altcoins among Celsius holdings such as BAT, Comp, and Synthex were down about 5% to 3.2 and 7.6%, whereas your crypto currency trades flat. So that's probably a big risk is of just further selling down. We will watch that pretty closely, that's for sure. So cool. Let us have a look at the market of BTC at the moment. 21,869 is the current price, and you can see it's had a nice little wave up here. This is still within our realm of what we expected to see. Pretty much through to mid-July at least was this sort of zigzagging sideways. We saw that back here before it dropped down from the 30K mark. And this one, although this is a bit more angled, less sideways action, slightly just decreasing. We had that for about a month as well before we had the big move down from 40K. So nothing to see here yet. A positive breakout over 23,000 still would be something a bit different. So not rather than the sideways movement would be, just a bigger move. So not necessarily that it wouldn't be still coming down to our 11K, but still pretty decent a move up there. So not our sideways action. We'll keep watching that. 50-day moving average is at 25,000 pretty much at the moment. So we'll keep watching that. Now, finally, in the crypto market, we've got, not finally, but just about there, Michael Saylor. On August the 11th, 2020, MicroStrategy embarked on a Bitcoin strategy, acquiring 21,454 Bitcoin and aggregate purchase price of $250 million. Performance since that time of BTC is up 83%. MSTR is up 79%. S&P is 16%. Nasdaq 6%, and gold is -14. Bonds is -16, and silver is -13. So you know who did the better job there is his point. So that's from Michael Saylor only a couple of hours ago. So very cool. Let's have a look at the final wrap up. This is the final wrap up here. ETH at 1236, BTC at 21.865, and BNB at 242. Kind of wraps us up where we are at the stage, and stables are stable. Nice. All right, let's get into a couple of comments. We're going to get into Hex charts next. There we go. Lots of drama on the streets, that's for sure. Tension, where's Tension's comment? Property Review, best crypto channel. I appreciate the Property Review. Big shout out to you. And Identity Block there with the thumbs up. Love it. Brendan says, is Elon Musk pulling out a Twitter deal? Yeah, appears to be the case there. And I think there was a sign. We're going to check out Twitter later on, so I'm pretty sure that is the case. What else is that there? Hello, how are you today? Says Lights Beneath. Good to see you. The ultimate strategy, everybody. Hex, EX, PLS, and PLX for the win. Yeah. Now we're getting an onslaught of projects left, right, and center coming around. And of course, where are the biggest returns going to be? Hex, EX, PLS, and PLX for the win. I also think that this incentive token might do pretty well too for the first 3 to 6 months at least. Yeah, that's something to think about there with all these other funds. So Briz says this is a family show. Yeah, that is a family show. Briz was breaking the family show. AJ Wild's in the house. Appears. A Wild SJ appears. We love that. Good to see you, Wild SJ. What else we got there? Briz PG-13. That's right. Yeah. We don't mind PG-13 jokes. So we just got, although PG-13 10 years ago to today is probably very different. So yeah. What else we got there? Let's jump through some of this. It's now in the house. Up, people. Good to see us now. Our foreman in the house. James Bond's in the house. Hello, everybody. Good to see you, James Bond. Who else is in there that saying hello? Rothko says, I'm here to shill. Nice one there, Rothko. Always a pleasure. Al Southeast pays on its debt. It uses customer funds. That's pretty much true there, Briz. Appears, it says, the sun is out today. Woo-hoo. That's true. Probably on the east coast of America there. My Hexagon tribe, Hexagon Chief New Zealand. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I must come to New Zealand one day. Must come visit you there one day. Okay, hello, lovely. Get Hex is in the house. Good to see you, Get Hex. Kendo One's in the house. Good morning, Superman. Good morning to you. Who else is in the house here? Hello, Hex Token, everybody. This is Sandy Beach. Roscoe says, going to start a company called Fahrenheit. We'll be debt free because we will be God mode scammers, says Roscoe. That's hilarious. Sandy Beach says, I came home to over 22 notifications, live streams, videos. Phew, not enough time in the day, says Sandy Beach. Well, it's glad that you could make it to this channel there, Sandy Beach. Although, obviously we're live, so it's a little different. Who else is in there? We got a few others. So we're just getting through to some of his comments. Awesome beach lady, yeah. Sandy lives next to the beach, so it's pretty cool. Jono's got a thumbs up. What else is we getting up to some of this? S Wild, SJ says, seems like Twitter is the only thing Elon pulls out of, says SJ Wild. Yeah, we got lots of PG-13 jokes in there. Oops, family show. That's true, Wild. That's true. Hi, everybody. Matt and Barley's in the house. Woo! Good to see Matt. Pleasure. Oh, man, that sounds like something to be seen. I love ships. Yeah, I love ships too. Yeah, while drinking my coffee, but beach soon. Dogs are restless. Yeah, me too. What, I've got my latte. Cheers, everybody. If you've got your morning coffee, can you see my coffee? There it is. Good latte in the morning. Steve D's in house. My man, greetings to you. Wonderful people. Great weekend to all. Yeah, absolutely great weekend. When mower, says James Bond. Yeah, not sure if we've found a mower. We're going to go mower at some stage. We have to probably go to the bottom of the South Island for that, but we'll definitely try. All right, so that's the markets. Let's get into it. We got Jenna in first, though. Just made it into the shout-outs. Good morning from Newcastle. Yep, the sun is out. Nice. And Sandy Beach says, I'll be posting pictures of the tall ships in Discord if I can figure out how to do it. The tall ships are so cool. I love tall ships. I was looking at tall ships the other day, Sandy Beach, so we think alike here. We're thinking alike. Vex and Crypto in his house as well. Bang, bang. Hey, good to see you, Vex and Crypto. All right, let's get to Hex chart. Bam. Now, here's the Hex chart here. Unfortunately, we've got a red candle on my daily here, but we've got the 50% Bollinger Band prices are increasing 3.94 cents now, which is nice to see. We've got a funny day. Funny day today. We've had the price low of 3.68 is the low, and the high is 3.873. Yesterday, we had a high of 4.065 and a low of 3.77. So we've got a low at the moment today, but our Bollinger Band 50% is going up, and our Bollinger Bands themselves are going up and also narrowing it as well. So top of the Bollinger Band, 4.88 and bottom 3 cents. So that's cool. The bottom is rising in the Bollinger Bands, and this is looking good. We've also got a higher low here as well. So maybe we might get some action over the next couple of days, as long as the market can, stay cool for a couple more days. Like I said, I still think we've got maybe another week where we possibly, maybe next week might be okay. As long as we don't get too much negative news out next week, it should be looking pretty good. Now, the next FOMC meeting is, I think it's the 27th of this month. So that's a bit further out. Remember, there's eight Fed meetings a year, 8 Fed meetings there a year for the central bank in the United States. So I think it's 27th is when it's out, 26th, maybe 26th, 27th, something like that. So we've got a little bit of time to get a bit of a move on before we get some negative interest rate recession talk, as my guess. Although some people, writers, they get bored, so they like to talk about it early. They like to fud the market. So this is the way it is. So there we are. So we haven't quite finished that. Let's have a look at the DMI. We've got the buyers and sellers. We didn't quite cross, did we? We almost thought we had a good chance of crossing, but of course we needed another good day to do that. So buyers denied and sellers up slightly there. Look at that. Isn't that funny? Not too funny, but it's we didn't quite cross over. Like here, we crossed over on the DMI there. So the green is the buyers, the red is the sellers, and the orange is the strength of the trend there. In this case, the buyers trend is falling down. The sellers trend is falling down, which is positive. RSI, plenty of room to move, but we're dipped down there again, 40.1, 41 there. So we've got plenty of room to move. We do get a run on. That's cool. Let us jump over to the markets here on the hourly. You can see Hex on the hourly there. I just got a bit of a red candle at the moment, which is not cool. Let's get to see if we can get a Hex token channel pump. Well, we want that for sure. And of course, Hedron here moving up like a boss. Hedron moving up like a boss. Can I say that again? Yeah, moving up like a boss. I think we actually have a tweet. Do we have a tweet from let me have a look. It's not that one. No, it's not that one. No, it's not that one. No. Oh no, I don't have any tweet from Alex one there. But hey, there we are. So the orange line is 1,000, and we're currently at 872. That's where we're up to. But we're moving up there. It's looking nice. High lows set in and moving up there. But really be nice to get back over 1,000. Starts consolidating there, make a little foundation, and then move up again there. Obviously, looking like Akosa as possibly could come out this month. We'll be watching the space on that from Alex as well, the dev. Maxi, of course. Let's check out Maxi. We're going to full screen this and pull in the whole data there. I want to do that. We'll zoom that in. That is the Maxi chart, pretty much. That's on the price. So we're currently at 7.15 cents. We've had a high today of 7.7. So let's switch it to the premium, which is really the probably the more important aspect, is the premium of Maxi. Current premium is just under 94% at the moment, but look at that. The chart is pretty impressive. There we are. So barring seeing someone sell down a lot, which I don't know how many large accounts, haven't actually looked lately, but I think it's got a fairly good distribution last time I checked. Barring any sort of big seller that does a red candle on it, it's looking very bullish. And of course, why would you do that when you know base is coming up and teams coming up as well? And of course, base is going to whatever goes into base is whatever goes into the team token, 30% is going to be just pretty much burned, isn't it? So the supply of Maxi is going to go down from 294.3 million down lower. This is looking bullish too. From that point of view. So watch this. It's going to be interesting. We'll see how that gets on. So we're expecting base and team token. Base is going to eat up more Hex, and team is going to eat up Maxi. And of course, that's super awesome. Super awesome. This is such a beautiful product. And I could say a lot more about this, but I'm not going to. All right, enough of that. That's for the Kiwis there out there with the old Billy T laugh there, Billy T James. All right, so cool. So we've got 94% there is where we're at the moment. So looking good. Expecting that launch probably in the next 2 to 3 months, somewhere like that ballpark. Let's check out PLSD. Got a red plane at the moment. And of course, just backed off here at the moment. Couldn't break out of $3.30 for 3 days in a row. $3.30 pretty much was the cap there. Hasn't been able to break out of $3.30, but is down at $2.99 at the moment with the low so far of $2.93. Early days, but it's got a higher low here. It doesn't have a higher high here though. That is slightly lower than we were here, $3.36 or so. But looking good, still looking good for a nice move up, because there's not much time left, right? Not much time left at all for this. That is counting down. I think we're down exactly 3 weeks. Let's go check that out. We're not going to check out all the other details, but we will check out the timer, how long it's got to go. Let's go check that out. Climb there. We're going to pull that up. We're at 5.1 million at LPLSD at the moment, plus another 4. So we're probably sitting about 5.6 million, including the BA and the OA address. We're currently at, let's have a look. We're currently at, how many days left? We are currently got 20 days and 14 hours left. Tick tock, tick tock. Now we start off at 100 days. We're basically 80% the way through. Can you believe it? 20 days to go, under 3 weeks, and it's counting down. What is going to happen to this chart, folks? What is going to happen? I'll leave that to your imaginations. It's my imagination. There we are. I'll leave that to your imagination. What might happen to this chart? It's going to be pretty interesting. Woohoo! All right. What else? I think that's pretty it. So on that one, so we're going to jump away from there and get out of there and go check out the BNB charts as well. Let me find BNB. That's BNB. BNB is $240 at the moment, down just a 30% at the moment on the 24 hours. So we're going to check out the BNBs. And let's see how we're doing. Pulse Dodge. How you doing, Pulse Dodge? Let's check it out. Pulse Dodge still not doing that great. Well under 0.4 of a penny. You can see it down here. Still not doing that great. P33 not doing much either, but of course the price hasn't moved much either. BNB, so we're at 16 cents. And then finally, Internet Money still not being able to do much either. Slowly creeping up. There's a slow creep up there over the day last week. Sitting at 619, but still not doing a lot either. Yeah, most of the action is on the ETH chain, but that's not to say that BNB won't have a moment in the sun and the glory as we wait for Pulsechain as well. They may ramp up pretty fast when Pulsechain news comes out. That's pretty much it. Let us check out some fun news here from Ruck and Rochelle. Now that shape there, was it? Now that shape looks vaguely familiar. Is a Hexkin working at NASA? XPLS, PLSX for the win. Well, tech checks out. Obviously, this Planet Explorer here. From exoplanets to far-flung galaxies, NASA's Webb's first 5 target span a universe of wonders. So that is a picture of that. Looks pretty futuristic, doesn't it? There, so that was pretty cool. We're going to get into Hex Daily Stats later on, but we've got a few things to talk about in terms of the project, so we'll get up to that. And we're going to start with Internet Money. So let's do that shortly. Let's find out my comments just to make sure I get up to speed here. Tall Ships Festival in Sandy's Town. That's so lucky, Sandy. I love tall ships. That is so hashtag jealous on that one. Greetings from Liberland, says James Bond. Always a pleasure, James. Peso Dude, afternoon from Hex, Mexico. You'll take care. Awesome community. Hey, Peso Dude. Thanks for that. That's so cool. Matt and Barley says JB and to everyone else in the house. Good to see you, Matt. Tall Ships Festival is in my town this weekend. Wow, that's cool. Did we just read that up the top there? Yeah, we'll read that again. Good day, Hexkins and peeps, says Vets and Crypto. What else we got going on there? Scotty's in the house. Hello, any idea where we can find a weight token chart? I think it's just, you just use Deck Screener. I think it's just on Deck Screener. Let's have a look there. I think if you just type in the word weight into Deck Screener there, Scotty should be able to find that. Frankie Mandingo, thumbs up. Yeah. And we might have a look for that, Scotty. We might have a look. I'll just have a look back in it. One day I'll earn my my Spanish stripe, says Vets and Crypto. Hope everyone has a great weekend, says Vets. Accumulation over time builds. Let's see how we're doing in there at the moment. All right, well, there we have Vets and Crypto. Welcome to the mod team. Remember, this is a family channel, and we like to keep it that way. Woohoo! All right, cool. All right, so congratulations. Who else we got in the house? We got Gavin says accumulation over time builds long-term wealth. It does indeed. It does. Stake Hex so you don't have to sell a woman's shoes, says Al Bundy. I love that. That's so true. You don't know, I watch Al Bundy reruns a lot. They are so hilarious. It was funny, man. Matt and Barley says, your dog's multilingual. Mine are. What else there? Let's jump through some of this. Hedron Icosa staking will be epic, says James Bond. I agree with you. It's going to be very useful. And, of course, the burning as well will play out over time. We will take our doubles, copies all day, every day, says Vets and Crypto. True that. What else are we up to here? Sandy Beach. Jump through. The Pulse players in the house there. Hey, sup, Sandy? Good to see the Pulse player. Thomas Tunis and Mr. Bundy. Yeah. Vets and Crypto says, did anyone sacrifice for Pulse Hotlist via Maddie Allen's pool? I did. So let Vets and Crypto know. Was that Maddie's project? What may have missed it? No. So that is not Maddie's project, but he's set up a pool for it. Now I haven't really focused on it. I'm just not as captivated by the opportunity as possibly Matt is. That's the way it is. This course is an added value to joining the pool as well. Yeah. So here's the dilemma. Here's the dilemma we face. So this is a maxi channel. So obviously that means that we have open arms to all the projects going on Pulsechain. But on this channel we see this quite clearly that with a clear view that Richard Hart's tokens are going to be the golden gooses. The Hex, the Pulse, the PLSX, an evening incentive token for some period of time. So that's kind of where we fit. So allocating capital, like I always say, like 95% capital, this is my opinions, of course, not investment advice, is into those projects, Richard Hart projects, and then 5% into other things. And when I say 5% into other things, I don't mean into 50 things, although you can do that, it's up to you, but into a couple of what I think the top ones will be, as a bit of diversification. So everyone's got their own strategy, but that's what I like to have here. So yeah, that's why I don't talk at the beginning. I was talking about certain projects and sacrifices. That's because they're going to be pretty big utilities like liquid loans and things like that. But other than that, yeah, we'll see. That's a great. Thank you, fine sir. Thank you. Hey, you're welcome. Welcome to the team. InvestX in house. Hello everybody. And Wrench Gang says Sandy Beach. Absolutely Wrench Gang. And what else there? Katie says if you like Al Bundy, definitely check out the comedy Dutch classic 90 movies. So that sounds funny. Al Bundy from Pulsechain says I did any block. Hex Token Hedron Pump. Yeah, it's doing pretty well. It's the old Hedron. Look at that. It's looking pretty good at the moment. So very, very nice. RH Projects 100% says Vets and Crypto. It's so true. Yeah, I think it's easy to lose sight of the Golden Goose, which is Richard Hart's projects. The Pulsex and the stuff like that, especially with we're waiting, waiting a long time, because we are waiting a long time for Pulsechain. So we're waiting a long time. There's all these projects getting built, and so it does give a bit of a distraction there. Anyway, so we're going to quickly talk about some of the giveaways that are out at the moment. So this is cool. We got the Internet Money giveaway at the moment. So if you want to go to PulseCon, it's $825. This is the third best package too. So if you want to participate in that, I'm going to copy the link there. We like people to, if there's freebies, people giving away cool stuff, then join that. So this is Internet Money giveaway. I know a lot of people like giveaways, so it makes sense to talk about them as well. And it supports the projects that are doing it. So there's the Internet Money giveaway. Want to go to PulseCon? You're in luck. The Internet Money team is giving away one platinum package. What day is it there? I've got to remember what day it is. Platinum package. Entering the giveaway is easy. Just retweet, comment, and like this tweet and follow us. We will select the winner live on the 12th of July. So you still got time there. And that's the package. One ticket to general sessions for 2 days. Platinum seating during the general session. One ticket to expo for 2 days. Food and beverage. One ticket to the nightclub event at Zouk, which has got some very cool DJs and stuff like that. Bebop and stuff like that. Access to the lounge, one swag bag, and the one standard guest room in the Hilton Tower for 3 nights. Includes resort fee and taxes. Isn't that cool? So that's a pretty good prize, I think, on there. And of course, don't forget for PulseCon that they're going to be there. They're going to be there for PulseCon. So PulseCon is coming up in only 2 months. Is it 2 months? Yeah. So Internet Money is actually going to be at PulseCon 22. And it's only just under 60 days, man. 59 days and 15 hours to go to PulseCon. I don't think Pulsechain will be launched by then, but hey, it's going to be a good expo and conference to promote things that are coming onto Pulsechain. And nevertheless, so I think there's a lot of value still to be had for that. Good big promotions, possibly up to 3,000 people going to be there. So it's going to be exciting. That's the platinum ticket that's up for grabs. Pretty cool. And of course, that's a care of KG, who we had on here the other day. That's KG there. If you want to check out that video we did with KG on the latest app update for Internet Money Wallet, which is going to be on Pulsechain, then check that out. So that's pretty cool. Nice one. The other thing, of course, is Dip Catcher from Maximus team was basically querying out here something, seeking more info, important feedback. Rank your 5 favorite numbers between 2 and 4. 14. One random reply to this tweet. We selected to win. Must be following me. Gold key and Maximus Dow to win. Go, go, go. So this is actually the second one, isn't it? We already had one down below here on the staking ladder. So we actually had another one too. Not sure if that's been given away. Seeking important feedback here. So we actually got 2 there. So we're going to copy that, and that's probably still open, I guess, just the way it is. We've got a couple of comments in here. We're going to paste this. What do we say this is called? Maximus giveaway. Giveaways. And bam, that's the first one. So you can participate in that. And the second one, I think there's a second one. Clearly this one here. So bam. And that's the second one there. So 1 and 2. Cool. That is them, 1 and 2. Nice. Let us see what else is in the chat there. Some Crypto says Pulsechain will launch stocked and locked with liquidity projects right out of the gate. Bang, bang, says Vex Crypto. So true. Well, 1825, I am in, says Thomas Turner. Yeah, it's a pretty nice giveaway. Vex Crypto says, who is all attending PulseCon 22? I will see you there and look forward to meeting anyone, says Vex Crypto. Flying out early for the KSB Gold Tournament. Nice. And Identity Block says, thanks, Sandy. What's the KSB Gold Tournament? I'm not quite. Is that a gold? I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe it's golf. Is it golf? Okay, cool. What's up, a dog? It says Whoopton Pulse. Good to see you in the house. KG, yeah, KG, legend. Pulse has to launch before PulseCon. Says Pathology. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. All right, so cool. Let's get on to liquid loans. Liquid loans had a cool little. I want to talk about this. Liquid loan sacrifice bounce is not out yet. Still. Not really. I know Pulsechain's not around the corner anytime soon, but it is taking a long time to get sacrifice balances out. I know they've had some issues with cross-chain stuff and the referral, but yeah, that's certainly taking time to get that out. Hopefully they'll get that out eventually, sooner than later. Just seems a bit odd though, it's taking them so long to get that out. But anyway, all right, cool. We're also waiting for the user tester interface as well to play around with that on Pulsechain. Hopefully they'll come out at about the same time, nevertheless. Now finally, Power City Pixel Park is launching on Pulsechain. This NFT marketplace is where artists can grow the community and showcase their work. And of course, whether you're one-to-one or peer, what's a PFP, Pixel Park is home for you. There are many NFT artists already building collections on to launch on Pixel Park. Build yours today, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to see that. This guy's actually posting quite a bit about their NFT marketplace, which I've been quite pleased about. So I think that's been quite nice. I'm not sure if has Mintra been doing it. Let me just type in Mintra. Actually, I hadn't pulled up Mintra for a while. Let me have a look and see whether Mintra's been doing much around that. 8th of July, PulseCon. So look at some of these. Yeah, I can't see too much there. The 8th of July, yeah, it's June. Yeah, but yeah, so Power City's actually been putting out some of the one or two of the projects at least that are going to be coming onto the old Power City NFT marketplace. So it's going to be interesting. Remember, there's 4 or 5 big native chip players on Pulsechain. They're going to be in the NFT space, let alone all the ones that potentially could come over from Ethereum, like OpenSea itself. So that's pretty interesting on that one. All right, cool. If you haven't got into Discord, get into Discord, of course. Links in the video description. If you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button, hit the like as well. And, of course, hit the bell for future videos. If you want to also support the channel, hit the join button. And we've got Pulsechain, Hexkins, and Richard Hart Club. Get in there. Obviously, we've got good information and pretty much good community in here. So get in for that. All right, cool. Let's have a look at some of these. No, that's pretty much it. Okay, let us jump away. We're going to wait for the Hex Daily Stats coming out in a couple of minutes' time. But before we do that, we're going to play a little video. Let's do that. Pulse Pazer says Pulsechain launched in 2023. Yeah, there are a certain amount of people saying that. I may attend PulseCon 2023, says Loz, says Sandy Beach. See, Elon Musk is pulling out of 44 million. Yeah, we're going to quickly check that too, wouldn't we? I'm not sure if we've got that on the news here. Let's see whether it's on the news. I think we might have that. Musk. I'm not sure if that's on the news, but hey. We'll have a quick. The Twitter shares dropped late Friday after Elon Musk said he's terminating the $44 billion agreement to acquire the social media company. So this has 2 ramifications. One, that obviously they'll try and sue him, but number 2 is that his money could be better spent elsewhere. I said 2 implications. That's the first one. And number 2 is, of course, a lot of conservatives decided to jump back onto Twitter and libertarians and moderates and other people like that, normally that are getting harassed by the activists that are in the headquarters, so the left-wing activists. So it's going to be interesting to see whether they actually stay on there anymore. Obviously, other platforms are growing as alternatives, and so they'll probably go back there and put all their time and their economic energy into those. So it's going to be interesting here. Steve DC's prediction: Elon Musk still ends up buying Twitter, but for a lot less than 44 billion. And this is probably the play that's still on the table. Is this play that Steve DC is saying here? A lot of gamification there in price there. So we'll keep monitoring that and see whether it does end up getting it there. After recently Jordan Peterson and Dave Rubin and other people getting pushed off by these activist HQ people, we already know that they're activists because we've got plenty of videos. It's going to be a problem. Look at all these Raptor engines here. Isn't that beautiful? Man, they're so complicated. All these Raptor engines here. Pretty crazy. I love space stuff, man. I love space. All right, cool. That is pretty much it. Nice. All right, we're going to jump over to the Hex Daily Stats coming out pretty shortly. Day 950. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We're on day 950 of Hex, everybody. Congratulations. Yes. 50 days to go to 1,000 days at Hex. That is so cool on the Hex journey. And if you haven't checked out Hex, check it out, hex.com. That's the way to go. The first certificate on the blockchain there, high returns, no minimum, and decentralized design. And of course, massive number of wallets there, not 8 million there, but massive stuff there. This is pulling the wrong data through, unfortunately. That's an issue. That is a problem. So cool. Looking good. We're going to close some of these as well. Let's close these out. We're going to get into the thick of it soon. Let us close some of these out too. Bam. We're going to close. What's that one there? We're going to close that one. Oh no, we're closed the wrong one then. It's going to close the wrong one. Bam. And we're going to close that one. And we're going to pull up the whale bot again. And let's head over here. So we've got the Hex Daily Stats, day 950. We're waiting for day 949 to populate. In the meantime, while we're waiting for that, we're going to get into a few of the comments and then watch a quick video. Vets in Crypto says, sweet Thomas. Yes, certainly is. Richard will bail Elon out, says Pulse. At least the Pulse hot list has an RH employee and is already launched and working. It is good, Rothko. So I think it will do well. I just not a big fan of sacrificing and things like that. But hey, each to their own. Vets in Crypto, up and to the right, Elon Musk is better off putting that 44 million to Hex. I agree with you on that. He could develop his own social media platform for way less. That's true, Chris P. Would be cool if a Pulsechain launches a week before PulseCon. Briz, that would be cool. I'm just not expecting it. Briz. I think you're right. It would be really cool, but I'm not expecting it. It could work out that way. 2 months is probably still enough time if we can get the bottom in on Bitcoin. Like if we can get down, even if it doesn't, not the bottom, like we get down to 11K like Richards anticipates. You really want it to be down further down that end if you think that the bear market's not over, because we don't want to look. Now that we've come already down 2 letters, we don't have to do that, right? So we're going to talk about Pulsechain, the Pulsechain Lucky Charms after the Hex Daily Stats comes out. That's for sure. What about launching a launch during PulseCon? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I just think that they've got. I don't know. It's possible. It is possible, but I just don't see it. I think that I would love it. I mean, obviously we want Pulsechain. I would want Pulsechain launching yesterday, but not in these market conditions. So we'll talk about that anyway. But we'll just wait. Yeah. Oh, here we are. We've got day 949. So it's already come out. Let's check this out. So let's get into it. So day 949 is hot off the press. The 8th of July. The price is down 5.7% there at 3.683. We've got the Hex payout at 6.248. So we've got a bit of penalties in there today. T-share at 844, up 4.2 to 22,916 for the T-share rate. The average stake length 6.59 years, and the APY, annual percentage yield rate, including inflation and emerging in stakes, is 39.2%. Our key measures here we're watching is the pools. On the left-hand side here, we've got the Hex at 188 million. That's up from yesterday. And the liquidity there, just under 12 million USD and just under 1,000 Ethereum there. What else we got going here? T-shares up a pretty good solid amount, 11,528. Nice to see these big holders restaking. And of course, we're at 10,423,000 T-shares at the moment. Those 10,423,000 T-shares all getting paid at the moment. They're getting paid 6.248 Hex each on those. That's an interesting number to think about there. Pretty much on that. Let's jump over to the rest of the markets. We're going to jump over to the stake percentage coins. 9.45% of all Hex is staked. We had a pretty good day in the office for penalties, and yesterday was too. After having quite a quiet period, we had 2.4 million Hex paid out in penalties. That goes to the stakers. If you're not staked, you're not earning that, right? You're getting diluted actually because you're not getting any extra rewards. This number's broken. Don't know why they've changed this. Not sure this is upgraded there. You have to go to Hex.vision to see the correct number. And of course, we would all love to have 8 million people, but it's not the case there. On that one, let me just pull this up. Boom, boom, boom. We've got increase in stakers up 56. We've got 97,586, and it says current holders are actually down 12 to 305,500. Total stakers up 82 to 123 there at the moment. And the Hex stats here, we're going to go down. Current addresses is not 8 million, but as the Elastic here shows, 474,525 current ones there. All right, cool. That's pretty much it for the daily stats. We're on day 950. Woohoo! That's so cool, man. 50 days after this to 1,000. And then, of course, 3 years will be 1,095 days. We're on the journey, man. Getting more mature, as we say, more mature. All right, so let's close out of there. We're going to close out of that. And, of course, we're going to go have a look at the whale bot over the last 24 hours and check that out too. We haven't actually got that many transactions, but 15 hours ago, we did have 4.4 million Hex sold for 166,000. That looks like that trader one, isn't it? That trader one we saw yesterday. I remember this girl. She's a trader in and out, keeps trying to scalp. Wallet address is 91A. Yeah, remember that yesterday too. Has to stake Hex or a liquid Hex now. Just tries to scalp in and out. Remember, she swapped between Hex and USDT. She has 169,000 USD in a wallet. Yeah, so nothing to see there too much. That was we did see that. What I said, Jesse, just asked Jesse says Trust Wallet has just added a buy button on Hex, so you can direct on ramp into it via Simplex services. So that's very cool from Trust Wallet. Now we do know that Trust Wallet is coming to Pulsechain. They were an early team from Ethereum that was coming over. We haven't heard much from them, but we knew that was happening. So this is a cool sign about that with Hex. Nice one there. Just ask Jesse. Appreciate that update. There's some of our penalties that we got here. The good accounting. And I think that's it. Yeah, 70, and then 20 minutes ago, 70 million just in stake for 46 days. So we'll see what they do there. Maybe someone's made a comment. No comment on there. So yeah, cool. That's pretty much Hex Whalebot. And finally, the Hex staking ladder here. We're going to scroll in and have a look at the year ahead. So let's have a look at that. I'm going to look at the. Oh, that didn't work, did it? That's close enough. So it's the year. These are the stakes a year ahead. So 18th of July, we've got 595 million. Then we've got the 1st of August, 540, and then 417 on the 2nd. And then the next big candle is the 1st of September with 673 million. Other than that, it's pretty low for the most period. Obviously, some of these might just keep rolling forward into the future, including these all waves here. Keep rolling their short-term stakes, getting diluted by the share rate as they do it, but still taking passive income out of the pool in the short period as they move forward in time. But we see that this is slowly breaking apart. You just got to stay long enough to see that play out over the years, and that's all going to become relative, isn't it, by that time. So it's cool with the Hex spots there. Nice. All right, cool vid. That's what cool vid. Let's have a look at the price. Hex at 3.7, Hedron at 874. We got Maxi at 7.1, and Pulse Dogecoin there at $2.96. Just the way it is. The market's holding up pretty well. Let's zoom back out of there and check it out. It's going to rate refresh 21,600 on Bitcoin, 1220 on ETH there, and BNB at 242. Let's go with the comments. Brenda says, on my way to play some aqua golf today. Aqua golf? Really? Aqua golf. Aqua golf. I wonder how that's played. That's interesting. Or in the water, yeah. Or in the water. Aqua golf is like a driving range, but you hit the ball into targets that are on the water. Okay, cool. Cool. That makes a lot of sense there. Oh, lol, of course. Yes, yes, yes. Nice one there with the old uptime there. That's pretty funny. All right, we're coming up to 55 minutes, and that's pretty much everything. That's a wrap. That's everything I've seen. Obviously, we've got the weight token. Let's see if we can find the weight token on here. Let's see if we can do it. Let us find, where are we going to find that on the search bar there? I guess this is going to be a weight token. So weight USDC, V3 and V2. And what's got the liquidity? 24,000 in V3 and 2.6 in V2. So I guess we'll go to V3, right? And check that out. So let me know if you've claimed your weight token and sold it. I'm presuming this is the right contract. So here we go. We've got the contract stuff here. Let's go have a look at the ETH scan here. 12 million weight tokens, 753 here holders is what it says. Let's check the analytics. Yep, it's only just started this contract, the 6th, so that lines up with our understanding of when it was launching on the 5th or 6th or whatever. So that seems to be the case with the volume there on chain. What else there? The contract is in the house. That's the contract there. Claimed amount, balance, just checking through some of these. Mint wallets, all those sort of good things. Total people. I'm not sure what total people is, but total sacks. 8 sacks there. Total supply. So yep, cool. Holders there. So look at the holders. 913,000 top one there. 400,000 Hex 27. Hex 27. Now that's Hex 27 there. 193. Let's have a look here. We've got the 100D there. That's a big holder of. That's the biggest holder of PLSD, isn't it? Is this address here? I'm pretty sure. Pulse Dodge. Yeah, this is the number one whale in Pulse Dodge, which I don't think is actually Gunther. So I think Gunther denied that. So I don't think this is Gunther's address necessarily. Let me know in the chat if I'm wrong about that, but I don't think that is. So yeah, that is the number one whale in PLSD. And they are also number 2 actually on here with 400,000 weight tokens there. They didn't wait though, did they? They didn't wait at all. They didn't wait. They just went in. Interesting. It's the wait longer, the better. The more you get, right? So yeah, it gives you an idea. To get on the first page, you need 22,000 weight tokens there. Looks like X55 in the house. And of course 22 million there. 22 million. So the top whale there, it's got 7.6% with 900,000 from the looks of it. Mini transfers. Oh yeah, it's ticking away. Mint, lot of minting. Multi calls on it. I guess a little bit of minting. A few multi calls there for swaps. So cool. That is it at the moment. 753 holders at the moment. So yeah, that's cool. Let's jump over to the price. This is the price here. We had some funny big wick candle. We see this often in crypto. It's crazy type of thing there. So what do we got here? We've got 23% down on 24 hours, although it's not been a day yet, or it has been a day actually. It's been a couple of days, isn't it? Yeah, 3 days. So it says it's down 23% there on the day, and 22% on 6 hours, 4% on the last hour. There's $24,000 of liquidity in there, and the price at the moment is just under 8/10 of a penny. 8/10 of a penny there at the moment. Let's go back to the hourly chart there. So yeah, 8/10 of a penny. What else can we say about the market cap? It says there's 94,000 on the market cap. So yeah. Last 6 hours, 20 buys, 78 sells. Last hour, 3 buys, 20 sells. Getting a lot of sells. So 372 sells, 182 buys. Pretty much that. So cool. There's just under 1.8 million weight in this pool, V3, and $10,000 in there too. And it was created 2 days and 6 hours ago. Pretty interesting there. All right, cool. Hopefully that's covered that question. We had Scotty ask that earlier. Weight was updating their cross-chain SAC addresses for weight 48 hours. Wait was updating their cross-chain SAC addresses for wait 48 hours, says KD. Okay. All right, cool. I don't know if they have a tweet there, but this is what it is. We're coming up on an hour. That's pretty good. I think we're doing pretty good today. Hex at the moment is 3.7. What is that? We're falling down. 3.66. Come on, Hex. You can stay up there. And then we've got 8.7, 8.74 on Edron. Still looking really good on Edron. 7.1 down on Maxi. And $2.95 now on Pulse Dodge there. Just slipping down just a tad. But Hex there is having a little issues there. Nice. Let us play out. We're going to check my pulse in the house. Good evening, Governor. Good evening, all Hexkins. Woo! 1 day closer. We are 1 day closer. So I was going to quickly talk about the charms, the lucky charms of Pulsechain coming up. And that is, these are probably three big things. One is that Richard's added a few pieces of tidbits of information in some of his comments. One was about attack vectors. One was about increasing the performance of the chain. And so the rewrite of code's been supportive of both those things. And so that's a real charm. That's a real lucky charm in that sense. Number two was that the markets had a massive pullback, from Bitcoin, and of course we've managed to not launch in that negativity with the big market pullback. In addition to that, of course, during that pullback, we've seen many of the big projects that got a big name in this last bull run fall from grace, like Celsius, Voyager, 3 Arrows Capital. 3 Arrows Capital have over 10 billion under management, so these are massive falls. Terra Luna and a few others. So it's a pretty big place, of course. That all makes Pulsechain look even better if you think about it. So we've got better code going to have, so it's not just going to be straight up Ethereum fork. It's going to be enhanced, upgraded, extended, and of course we've got better market conditions when we launch. We'll get rid of the bulk of the negativity. Doesn't mean we won't have any. We'll get rid of the bulk of the negativity and the market falling down, and of course all the other projects falling down as well. The other thing, of course, those falling down projects that fall from grace, as I mentioned, they actually help strengthen the argument for Pulsechain too, because some of those founders on there were smashing Richard Hart's projects, and of course who's the last man standing, right? Who's the last man standing? And that does bode really well. So those are some really big lucky charms, as it were, for Pulsechain. So I think that's going to be pretty nice to see that out. And of course, the final one is that when Pulsechain does launch, it's going to be the right time. Richard will pick the right time, and here's a good inclination for that, and he'll have good fundamentals around it too. So he's probably pretty laughing at himself, pretty silly. If you've seen him before talking about Pulsechain fork, he almost laughs himself silly with how good it's going to be, and the fact that he's doing things that some people should have done before but never thought of. I would suspect that even if they had thought of it, and I'm sure many have, and I've heard people have talked about this in the past that I've talked to, but is that it's not just about having the idea, it's about being able to execute the idea. And not only do you need great coders to do that, and Richard said he's got about 14 coders working for him at the moment, but you also need the audience. And I'm just trying to rattle my brain to think who's got the audience that could pull it off, that's not already a founder of an existing project. And there's, you'd be very lucky to find anyone else other than Richard. I mean, there's a couple people possibly, but they're already running projects. So it really is going to be pretty interesting. Now, I always see Richard as the rebel genius in crypto. That's kind of the way I see him, the rebel genius in crypto. There's all the main corporate guys, like the corporate crypto guys, the leaders, the founders, Tron, Binance, and all those sort of guys. But who's the rebel? Who's the rebel? And if you think about it, it's really Richard Hart. I think previously in the past, you may have said the drama between Crypto Jesus and Craig Wright, and that was probably a little bit of drama. Maybe Tron a little bit, but really, who's the last true rebel that's standing? The last man standing, as it were. It seems to be Richard Hart to me. So pretty cool. The other thing, of course, is Richard will launch at the right time, right? And now he's going to launch when so many of the foes and projects have fallen from grace, and of course, going to make Pulsechain look really awesome. And as I always say, that when Pulsechain does launch, what else is out there that's going to launch like this? Nothing. There's nothing. There's other chains that will be launching, but they're launching largely empty. They have to build their business just like you would build any business. But here, of course, with Pulsechain, we're going to have the first system state fork of Ethereum upgraded with proof of stake and all the extra bells and whistles. We're going to have, which is going to be super fast, super cheap. You're going to own the keys to your coins. It's a layer 1, and we're not having to go to layer 2 stuff like that. You're going to have the biggest airdrop in crypto history, which is just mind-blowing, and that benefits the chain that's getting fought. So the people that are on there are getting benefit from that. So it's not like they're not getting benefit from it. And then number 3, potentially the biggest yield farming in crypto history. And as we know, that's one of the biggest markets in crypto is yield farming. Other than say NFTs and a few other sectors in the community like GameFi and things. And then of course you're going to have, and this is where Richard really starts laughing. If you look at his videos, he starts laughing when he starts talking about the bridge. He starts laughing because he says, we're going to bridge over all these ERC20s and stable coins. And he really starts laughing because we're going to have the fastest way to mass adoption. How do you get people to adopt the chain? And of course, do all the things that are in that superset of Pumpermentals. But now we've got more Pumpermentals, as I say. We're not going to be launching during a massive bear slide. We're not going to be launching with open tech vector space that Rich was obviously concerned about. Obviously, some issues were raised, so it's not that there hasn't been some issues. Software is difficult, so they've obviously had some challenges to overcome. And they've decided to take in the current route of rewriting the code in Go language there. So that's pretty important too. And obviously Richard's taking into account other things. So I think it's going to work out pretty well in the end. And I think we'll be laughing because we'll be in the projects that are the shining light on the hill in crypto when crypto starts to recover. It's a bit like this when you have a big bear market. It's sort of a bit shocking as it goes down. $14,000 down in Bitcoin within a week. It's pretty shocking stuff. And then you have a bit of a breather. Then you get another run down 12,500. It's quite a shock. The market sort of gets in shock and has to recover, and psychologically has to get into a better mode, better momentum, better attitude, better feeling. In that sense. So, and Richard's going to be trying to time that, I'm sure. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The other thing, of course, is we've got all these things. We do have PulseCon coming up in 2 months, September there, 6th and 9th. And, of course, then we've got Hex 3rd birthday coming up in December. That's coming up there. So there is a couple potential times for a launch, assuming the code is done and tested. Although I suspect that we've got a lot more, even when the code does get finished, if it's not finished already, is that we will need a lot of testing on that code. And, of course, we do have V3 running privately on test network by the team. So we'll see. I think that's pretty much that on that. So it's just more patience from the rest of us. Accumulate dollar cost average. We're not out of the bear market yet, so no one's calling the bottom. We've still got, a couple of months to play out at least on that. And it's not much fun to see volatility in a bear market, but it is a good opportunity to dollar cost average into good projects. You can always wait, of course, and try and time the bottom. That's the other alternative. You can always wait and try and time it. But once again, you've still got to be careful with your funds. Those are your personal funds. You need to do your investment due diligence and things like that. All right, cool. Nothing on this channel is investment advice, of course, just my opinions. And of course, I love reviewing the ecosystem and talking about the latest and greatest. So it's worth doing as well. Now, let's get into some of the comments here. That's pretty much my wrap up there on the lucky charms for Pulsechain. I think we've been kind of lucky in some ways, despite the delay in Pulsechain. Obviously, a lot of people want to earn passive income on Pulsechain. We're just going to be more patient until that point in time. Peace and prosperity, everybody. Church of Universal Oneness. Good to see you in the house. As Checks on Pulse says, good evening, Governor. Good evening, all Hexans. Woohoo! One day closer. I think that's kind of the way we should look at it too. All will see the lighthouse and come to Shining City on Hill. Absolutely. Check my pulse. Absolutely. Charity's got to go. Bye. Hey, see you, Charity. We'll see you next time. And Sandy Beach is in the house too, so it's good. Brazil says, show recommendation for your Hex token. Terminal list with Chris Pratt. I heard it was anti-wokeism and pretty good. Going to try watch it tonight. 8 episodes. Briz, I was up late till 1 o'clock last night watching that terminal list. I watched 3 episodes last weekend, and I watched 5 episodes yesterday. I didn't go to sleep till 1 a.m. in the morning. Watch that. That program was outstanding. Terminal list was outstanding. It's definitely no woke crap in it, and it is awesome. Wow. Really well done. No disappointments in it. I loved the direction, and a few twists and turns in it too, but really good. That's what I call good storytelling. Yeah, that's really good. Man, that was one of the best ones I've seen in a long time. So terminal list with Chris Pratt was really good. So definitely worth a watch there, Chris. Rothko says we're taking over this wasteland, says Rothko. That's true. And one of the things I think Richard, talking about crypto domination, and it's going to play out over time, right? It's not all going to happen tomorrow. So yeah, Richard's after crypto domination, and sometimes it's a multi-year process. It doesn't happen just overnight, but it's going to happen a bit like shock and awe as well. When it does, it's going to be a bit shock and awe too. There'll be moments of shock and awe. Hey all, seems like I caught the end here. Bummer, says Charity. I thought you just said hi bye. I thought you said hi bye, Charity. It's good to see you in the house anyway. It's not as fun catching up Hex Token videos post stream, and I don't get to hang with you guys, says Charity. That's nice. Lots of hearts out there from Charity. It's only the beginning of the bear market. Be careful, everybody. Yeah, so, some people are talking. Let's talk about scenarios. Obviously, we talked about scenario yesterday of one of the commentators, which, if we get into recessions can last 18 months on average. And, of course, this one is likely longer. If we get into recession, it's likely to last longer, at least up till 2020. Well, let me put it away. It could last, to the end of 2024 there. So, we're definitely, if we get a change in administration in the US, we could turn that around, because given who would get back in there, we've got 2 options for that. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, if we do get into recession, we're technically probably in a recession now. That could last 18 months or longer. I suspect it will last longer under the current administration, because it could get really bad. It could actually get bad. So I'm not out of the ballpark on that, KD. I agree with that sentiment. That's the one worry I have had is the financial and geopolitical elements now are really not great. So definitely worth a watch there. That's why we cover now. We've been covering a lot the stock market and that sort of news, because we want to keep tabs on that. We can't just sit in one lane. That's true. Amazon, yeah, awesome. I will watch some of it tonight, says Briz. Yeah, it's a really good choice. Nice, says Checks in my pulse. You're absolutely welcome. All right, so here we are. We're coming up to an hour and 12 minutes. Let's do it one more time. Let's play. What's it? Brownie says thanks for the awesome content again. Hey, you're welcome there, Brownie. Always a pleasure. Hope you're having another beer in the old hanger there. I hear we're going through a dead cat bounce, says Charity. Yeah. We get used to these. So when you're in a bear market, it goes up and it comes down. So that's why we're still expecting it to go down as well. So yeah, I wouldn't get tricked out by these. They pretty much tricky there. Let's have a look here. What else we got? We're going to play out. No, we're not going to play out. We're going to let's have one more look at Richard Hart on Fox, because I love it. That's so good. I'm addicted to it, to be honest. It's so good.
So as everyone knows, it's been a real rough period for crypto investors, and many are actually saying, though, that this turmoil is having something of a cathartic effect, right? In the sense that, listen, it gets rid of the poorly run coins and companies and even some bad actors. Meanwhile, the community itself has really turned into a whole bunch of individual tribes, a lot of believers, of course, committed to their favorite coins. In fact, yesterday I read where a whale reportedly bought 20 million Shiba Inu for $210 million. That would have been the largest purchase in history there. I do want to bring in now Hex.com founder Richard Hart. Richard, you are the man behind Hex, and it's been some tough sledding for you like everyone else of late. Just tell us exactly, what it is, why you created it.
Well, I mean, Bitcoin's got a lot of stuff it can't do. So, right now you're seeing everyone lose all their money, and I do mean all of their money, to people that said they would give them more coins. They tried to earn yield on their Bitcoin. They gave their keys to somebody else. which is the opposite of why crypto was invented. It was invented to get rid of middlemen. So what does everyone do? They give their keys to middlemen that have a good story. They're going to give you some interest. I invented something that I gave for free to Bitcoin holders that let them generate yield by holding their own keys without giving them to somebody else.
So I did some research, and I want to just ask you about a couple of things, because you've got some detractors out there. It might be a easy way of saying it. And I saw one article and one FI titled "Richard Hart's Hex Token is a Brilliant Scam." It says that the biggest problem with Hex is that the answers you just referred to being paid, but the token doesn't generate revenue, so the only place money can come from is other investors. That would be a Ponzi scheme, no matter how much you spend it. And then, of course, it goes on to say you lay it on thick. What do you say to an article like that? What do you say to an article like that?
Everyone misuses these words. A Ponzi scheme is a fraudulent endeavor where people are told they're going to get paid more from a business activity that doesn't really exist. It's fraudulent. And there's a middleman that pays you your rewards. The family likeness test would say that Hex is most similar to Bitcoin, where miners create money out of thin air and pay themselves their own rewards through the fruits of their own labor. And therefore, since there's no middlemen, since you mint your own coins, it cannot be a Ponzi. It can be a bubble, which is why the price drops 85% every 3 or 4 years. But then it goes on to make new all-time highs. So Bitcoin's dropped 85% 3 or 4 times now, and yet it's gone up 690 million% from a penny to $69,000. And so all Hex is Bitcoin with a proof of work change, where we pay people inflation to hold the price up through staking instead of paying them to destroy the environment through SHA-256 mining. So that's all it is. It's Bitcoin with a proof of work change.
I've been bringing a lot of folks on in your space because I'm trying to learn all of this. And again, when people found out you were coming on, I got a whole bunch of articles. There's another one I want to ask you about because, listen, obviously you've got a pretty strong following, but there was one in AZ Coin. This is 2019. And it says worrisome Hex founder Richard Hart was revealed to be a notorious scammer known as the Spam King. Again, listen.
I got sued for $500 in civil court 20 years ago, and I couldn't pay for a lawyer to defend myself because in small claims court, you can't have a lawyer defend you.
Okay.
It would have cost me more than $500 to fly to Washington to go win the case. So I don't think being sued for $500 in small claims court makes you a Spam King.
Richard, where do we go from here? With respect to the overall crypto space, Bitcoin and Hex itself?
I called the top on the day. Everyone else told you Bitcoin was going to 100,000. I told you it was going down to 10,000. Why? Because it drops 85% every once in a while. But people, they forget that happens. They always think that this time's different. Nope, this time's not different. Are people paying $1 million for JPEGs, or more accurately, serial numbers loosely related to JPEGs, which may or may not still be hosted on the internet? Yes, they are. As long as people are doing that, you have to have a crash. The reality will not let idiots that buy JPEGs for $1 million survive.
For Hex, right? I understand you control like 80, 88%.
Oh, Hex.
People want to know, as they're getting in, are you not getting out?
The best time, the origin address has never sold a single Hex. Vitalik dumps Ethereum on your head all the time. The Ethereum Foundation dumps Ethereum on your head all the time. Chainlink founder dumps Chainlink on your head all the time. The origin address in Hex has never sold a single coin, ever. If you want to know who's dumping, just go look. It's all on chain. All of Hex's trading's on chain. Unlike that crap that you see, the fake volume and fake exchange trading you see for all the other coins. All of our stuff's on chain. You can see who sold, when they bought, what other coins they like, when they're locked up for. It's a miracle. It's the most transparent trading in the entire industry.
All right. Hey, that's all the time we have. I appreciate you coming on, and I do say...
You know I called the top on the day, right?
I did not know that. I did not know that. I'm waiting for you to call I thought you were going to come on the show and call the bottom, though. That's what I'm looking for.
I'll call the bottom when it's 11K.
All right,
and then maybe we go a little deeper.
Sounds good. Richard, thank you very much. All right, folks, of course, I want to hear from you.
So there we are. That was a bit of fun. That's very bullish, man, getting on to Fox Business. And, of course, he may get on CNBC and all sorts of other channels coming forward. And I really do think that Payne probably found him to be a pretty super knowledgeable guest compared to many of the other people as on there, for sure. So, yeah, it's going to be fun to see that play out. We look forward to more of that as well. Now, they did do a couple of hooks at the beginning, you know, the old spam stuff and all that. They had to go all the way back to 2019. This is what happens when people really don't know the project very well, I think, as well. They want some hooks. That's kind of part of the news thing on these channels, but they also don't know know much about the project. They're just researching and they go, oh, look at that article and that article. It's always hard to know, but it's just the way it is. But Richard handled it like a boss. He really did handle it like a boss. Fake volume, boom, says Benny. Absolute fake volume. Fake volume indeed. He just told you. Yeah, he got told twice, Briz, but of course he wasn't probably quite listening properly when they're on the live feed there. Disrespectful Fox News people, says Briz. Lol, yeah. Charity says, I watched it, Sandy, plus the stream with the KVA. Good points in there. I like to see RH on other channels at CNB. Me too, Sandy, and I think that's probably a reasonable chance of that too. Once he's on Fox Business. Richard squeezed a lot of bombs in there in a short amount of time. If I was a new viewer of his, I would demand to hear more from this guy, says Benny. Yeah, may just get that too. Sandy, all this shock marketing we have gone through in the biggest TV spot of his career, and can't mention Pulsechain, talks about JPEGs and calling tops. Come on, dog. Yeah, he didn't miss out on Pulsechain, but hey, that was, if you think about the way the questions have moved, it probably would have got brazed over even if he just said Pulsechain. So he possibly, it's an interesting one. He had to keep answering those questions about spam and all that sort of stuff, so it was a bit tough. Relax, brother. Yeah, I'd relax on that one too. Go build something and get on TV. That's true. That I'm relaxed. He just messed up. No, I don't know if he messed up there, Pulse, but I just think no. When you're in that sort of intense environment on one of the big cable channels, it's not that easy, is the way I'd put it. And he was getting pushed with pushing questions, probing questions, and a couple of those hook questions there, which are all designed to put the person on the spot for TV glorification, as it were. But Richard handled it like a boss, man, and that guy was kind of surprised. The guy thought that he was going to get Richard with all those, and Richard just dusted it off like, yeah, so what? And that's like, yeah, it was on Crypto Kindness channel, I believe. Yeah, okay. Disreach from a little bit, yeah. All right, cool. Let's be nice to each other in the chat. That's the thing. We can disagree. We don't have to, hammer at each other. We have different opinions. Just the way life is. All right, cool. Yeah. Let's not get into CVs and all sorts of stuff like that. We don't need to do all that stuff. You know what I mean? We can have different opinions. It doesn't matter. Cool. All right, let's get into the video. And we're going to play this out. Hopefully, don't forget, I'm going to be live again in 5 hours' time. Let's see what else comes up in the markets during that time. Hope you guys have enjoyed this news update, crypto news and crypto prices. It's been a lot of fun. There are definitely a lot of good fundamentals, a lot of things that are playing out in the right way. The only thing, of course, is that the delay in Pulsechain, we just have to be patient. This is the reality. But I think there's a lot of things playing out to actually lift the fundamentals of Pulsechain. And I've outlaid quite a few of those today, so I think it's going to be pretty good. Let's play out the funky town. I'll catch you guys in about 5 hours' time. Hope you guys enjoy your day, whatever you're doing around the world, and I'll catch you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you guys soon. Bye for now. Take care.